Hey, there was a big, like, massive Bloody Spell update today, but the patch notes are not the best, and I haven't been able to find anyone else actually talking about what's changed. So what I'm going to do today is going to be a little different from my normal overview, and I'm just going to play the game on easy. Actually, never mind. Let's try normal first. I wiped on the second boss because I got, like, the mysterious warrior guy, and I was just doing, like, pixels of damage. So they added like a whole third level. There's supposed to be some kind of equipment crafting system. Steam Workshop and leaderboard got added. Training mode as well. Pretty substantial update. I definitely wish, as much as I love playing like random Chinese games like this, sometimes it gets frustrating when I can't find information on anything. I'm like the only person that can actually provide that information. It gets kind of tiresome sometimes. Be nice if someone else would pick up the slack, but not everybody has patience to play poorly translated Chinese games like I do. Uh-oh, am I stuck? Uh... I think there's a problem here. Maybe I can get out over there. This is off to a great start. Yeah. I don't know exactly how the forging system works, but I assume that's why I was doing, like, no damage to the boss. Luckily, I have a bunch of permanent gear, so it shouldn't matter. I don't really think it would have been, too useful to get back there and wipe. That wouldn't have been interesting to watch either. So let's just do a quick little victory run on easy and try to find the new content. I tried looking at the slab where you can buy new gear, and there wasn't anything there, so I assume it might be like an NPC that you find randomly or something. Just got a crafting item there. Because I used to destroy that boss. Like, he's always been a difficult fight, but I kind of just got destroyed by the Battle of Attrition because it was doing, like, no damage. So I assume I need to start optimizing the gear. I think this game could definitely use more persistent elements, so depending on how grindy it is, it may actually work out in the long run, but we'll see. You know what? This is an annoying one. I'm just gonna skip this one. The effect here is weird. It makes it look like the game is dropping frames, but it's not. Okay, so I need to be on the lookout for anything resembling a crafting
这迷
item. It's weird how this is like the only game that it constantly gets compared to being a Souls-like, but it has like barely anything in common. It's like, besides the enemies fighting back and being as strong as the player and not pulling any punches, it has like barely anything in common with those games. Because your character is far more responsive. You have a lot more options. It's mostly just how you use those options, and the options don't make you overpowered either, which is what's fun about the game. You can still get destroyed really easily. It's just you have to pay attention to what you're doing. Alright, what's this guy got?
少侠且慢，你不知道，这如
Oh, this is the same as always. Not giving me anything good for this. Cat uniform prison suit. That's not what I was looking for. Thanks, game. It's like the last thing I wanted. Well, that definitely was not the crafting system. They added healing items as well. Okay, maybe if I go to, like, buy equipment? Yeah, there's nothing here either. See if I can sell some of that junk and, buy the gloves. me, always the martial artist, whenever possible. I mean, I don't have a good bow right now anyway, that's like a generic one. If I had a better one, I probably would stick with it. I'm sure I'm probably going to regret that later on because I may need the currency to upgrade the items, but I don't even know where that is yet. Definitely not a fan of this level chunk with the Metal Gear Solid 3 ladder climbing. Like, adds nothing to the game. It's just there for padding, I guess. Weird how well this game is optimized. I've never really had any problems running this. I can actually run it higher than 60 FPS, but I generally tend to not do that because it just kind of causes issues. It's more noticeable to notice the drops and things like that. One thing I don't like about this boss is this part. I don't get why he doesn't just die. Random gimmick. Lost ancient beads. Okay, so let me look at these items. Maybe I like craft from here or something. Can't use it. Alright, well, I guess I'll find out. I love niche games, but man, like I said, sometimes it's frustrating when everybody relies on you to figure out something. Sometimes I want to be walked through something too, but when you like random Chinese games and you play pretty much anything to get a stylish action experience, one of the problems is you don't always have anybody else to help you. I do have someone else in my community that has this game, so maybe they will be able to help me, but I figured I'd go in blind for now. Okay, so I had to be careful to not get soft-locked. Give this like one try and then move on. Looks like this is a pretty annoying one. Might have more of a purpose to doing these now that there's like crafting stuff in the game, but like I said, I still don't understand how that works yet. Yeah, I no patience for this right now. I just want to get to the new content. Skip it. Some of those are actually very difficult. A lot of the other ones are pretty easy.
这个连续教
There might be someone up here that might help.
你我跟你要
No, this lady's useless. All she provides is broken English. Nothing that helps gameplay-wise. I assume that when I get to the 3rd level, it will just give me a chance to upgrade, but I could be wrong. These guys might have something useful now, too. I was so excited when I saw the update this morning. I've been, like, waiting for this for a long time, so I hope it'll live up to it. So far, I haven't noticed too many things that are different, but I think the crafting system must be a big change. I can't really think of any other reason why the old warrior guy would just start taking pixels of damage. So maybe you are expected to play on easy when you start out now. I don't know. I definitely don't like HP sponge enemies, so I decided it was better to just try playing on easy. This game is a good proof that, you know, a game does not need to be slow and unresponsive to be difficult. Like, the enemies are capable of completely overpowering you if you're not careful. I've gotten tired of the whole thing where, like, games like this, you know, games that are supposed to be, like, difficult, you know, it always comes from the character being slow and, like, getting tired after attacking, like, 3 or 4 times. It's like there's other ways to make games difficult and still have to be fast and responsive. I like what this game represents. I'm not against a challenge at all. I actually like getting my ass kicked in this game because it feels like it's my fault, but I don't like when it all just comes from the character being slow and unresponsive, just not being fun to play. Neo, as much as that game pissed me off, definitely
You.
was more up my alley than any of those other kinds of games. Let's skip that guy. See if there's anything back here. No, not the dogs. The dogs are more annoying than the flying enemies in this game. It's pretty legendary. Okay, so I should be approaching the level chunk soon, but I think there was some stuff back there. Like I said, I'm doing this completely blind, so I don't know if I have to like look for an NPC or and get lucky, or just there's like a designated like static point where to do it. There's just a chest over here. So that is the right way to go. I've got no patience for this right now. I so don't care. Give it like one shot and then I just move on. Okay, I think this is the boss level chunk, so I'm going to be approaching new content soon. This is a beautiful camera angle. I am noticing they seem to be taking more damage, so maybe they are expecting you to craft and grind a little bit now. Which is probably going to piss off some people, but I think it's probably something the game needed. There's not a lot of like run variety in this game at all, so maybe they're on the right track, but I guess I'll find out. So unfortunately I got the mysterious old warrior dude again, so I don't know how much I'll be able to do about it. Hopefully he doesn't still take pixels of damage. So they added this thing here, which like full heals you, and I think it's also a checkpoint as well, because normally when you wipe in this game, it sends you back to the beginning of the level, which gets really repetitive. So maybe it'll be a good thing if he wipes me.
还有，
Alright, there we go. This part's scripted.
你身上
It still seemed like he was taking a lot less damage, so I hope this crafting system is substantial. I'm like shocked. You haven't been able to leave this area for like 6 months. This is all uncharted territory from here on out. Still no sign of this crafting system. I'm like frantically looking for an NPC or something. Are you really gonna force me to do a puzzle? Can I just keep going? Hey, what's this? Okay, so can I like craft or something? No, it doesn't let me do anything. Alright, that was a nice civilized puzzle, not one of those ones really difficult. I have a feeling the crafting must be exclusive to here because it seems like that that hammer is always there. I think that's like actually a scripted, seeded thing. Oh, never mind. I see. So you had to put these on to, I guess, get past this dumb puzzle. A bunch of dudes are gonna come out, of course. Wouldn't be a video game if there weren't just ninjas waiting for you to get the puzzle item. Ooh, a rare bow staff. Huh. It's actually worse than what I have. Gripping plot. You have to wonder with these Chinese games, like, from an English speaker's perspective, the plots in these games are always terrible because the translation is not that great. Because they're obviously not native English speakers, but sometimes you wonder, like, are any of these plots, like, actually good? And it's mostly just the language barrier and the lack of ability to have a good translation. Well, generally in these games I just skip the cutscenes because you can barely understand what it is they're trying to say anyway. So far, I'm not a fan of this. I liked how it was linear before. This is really random. It's like Zelda type stuff. But this game does provide other ways to play with just combat, so it's not too bad, but I feel like puzzles like that just kind of get in the way in roguelikes because you're already repeating a lot of the same level chunks over and over. Got door opening cancels now. Alright, this is totally not a boss fight. I can see why it took them so long to add this. So far, I'm not really liking how non-combat focused it is, but I can see why it took them so long, because this is like almost completely new assets. There's very little recycled here. But I kind of liked how it was before. You just kind of go through and kill shit. That was much more engaging to me. I really didn't expect to have to solve puzzles. You know how these Chinese games are, though? They always have to add something, like, really boring. It doesn't make any sense. Ah, come on, dude. Get up there. This is the kind of stuff that bores me, personally. Once again, no patience. I just want to get this done. It's taking longer than I thought. This is annoying. Got an achievement for falling in a pit, apparently. This is just slow-paced. I don't like things like this that just distract you from the action. Ah, shit. Okay, please let me craft something. I don't understand where this mechanic is supposed to be. There's just like nothing here. Getting kind of frustrated. I don't know exactly what it is I'm supposed to be doing, and no one will post a guide for it or anything. Push the jump button and he just decides to not do it. So far, I'm thinking this game flowed a lot better when it did not have all this slow puzzle platforming stuff. The platforming is not that great to begin with, so I don't get why there's such a sudden shift in focus. And barely any combat this entire level. Oh, come on, dude. Get over there. This gripping plot. This asshole's gotta go. There he goes. careful to not get soft locked again like last time. Oh, I got a new spell here. Cool. A lot of those were not obtainable before. Meaning they were on the menu, but they didn't actually spawn or drop. Well, this level is like double the length of the other ones. Hopefully if they keep adding long levels like this, they'll make it so that you only play a couple of them per run. Because otherwise this is going to become less and less of a roguelike. It's kind of already getting to that point. Like, these levels are just way too long to be, like, a good roguelike. You know, short, digestible experience. This level just won't end. Now the frame rate's dropping. And like 2 bosses already, it's still going. I'm just gonna get out of there. It's not fun fighting them in small corridors. No, but of course it's gonna make me. I can't just skip them. There's a ton of dudes down there. This might work. They're still alive somehow. This is awful. What was wrong with just straight corridors of dudes to fight and no gimmicks? I don't know how much longer I'll be playing this, honestly. This is just not fun. This is on easy mode, too. I kind of like this game because it didn't have stuff like this. Like, how are you supposed to fight enemies with gigantic hitboxes when you don't even have any room to move around? Those are usually the kind of fights that any sane person skips in an action game. I don't even... Well, there might be some other crafting stuff back there, but I don't know. So far, nothing has given me the option of crafting. If it's only at the end of this long-ass dungeon, then that's gonna get repetitive really fast. I wish they would give, like, better patch notes and explain, like, how this stuff actually works. Because this is just, like, never-ending. Kind of making the mistake that a lot of roguelikes do is that they have, like, runs that are too long. And when they're too long, the frustration sets in, at least for me. I liked games like Wizard of Legend because those were very short playthroughs, like no more than 30-40 minutes, but I've already been on this map for at least, feels like, 20 minutes. also the issue of if you wipe before a boss, then you're pretty much SOL. We'd have to go through this entire thing over again. I don't know what the point of this is, but it must be something. This is so awkward. Ooh, that's killing me. I'm not enjoying this at all. I think this is greatly overstayed its welcome, considering that this is supposed to be a roguelike. There hasn't even been that much combat, it's mostly just been puzzles. And I think puzzles are very rarely included in roguelikes for a good reason. Mostly just because you're going to be repeating a lot of the same content. Really? I have to fight this dude again? Maybe they planned for this to be the end of the game, and maybe that would explain it. And then the levels would... runs would still be like an hour and a half long, I guess. At least I hope so. If they add more levels after this, man, this game is going to be really exhausting to play. I hate fighting this guy. Now the guy's drunk. This is starting to really piss me off. I just wanted to see the crafting system. There's been, like, nothing. Why is he always stunned? Like, I've already fought, like, 4 bosses. Just, like, fatigued at this point. This guy never staggers to anything, either. Like 10 more forms. Oh, he didn't have a paragraph in broken English. He just kind of moved out of there. Dude, I can't believe this is still going. This has been going on way too long. This might be a game I just play in Bloody Palace mode from now on, because this is just starting to drag on. Like, these guys don't know when to end a campaign, a roguelike run. It's like they totally forgot. I think after fighting like 3 or 4 bosses, the map should end. The run should be over. As it stands right now, this is not going to be fun to play like multiple times because it's just too exhausting. The game's already quite difficult, so when you add a bunch of extra length to it, that just makes things worse. There hasn't been a checkpoint either, so if I wipe, I'm gonna lose everything. Plus, it's just like constant tiny corridors. Just run past this guy. that was a mistake, so now it's gonna make me fight two of them. Ah, come on, don't start doing that now. This is really testing my patience. Like, of all healing items, why do they have to add something alcoholic that just gets you killed like this? This is just aggravating. It won't go away. Why doesn't he just use, like, a healing potion or something like every other video game character? Can't believe I just wiped. Because for whatever reason, the healing item makes you drunk and then you can't move at all. This level is just way too long. It's totally killed the replay value for me. Before, it was just two straightforward levels. Now it's this long dungeon that's just super exhausting and never knows when to end. And then the game crashed. Wow. I don't know what to say, man. I can see what they were trying to do, but it just overstays its welcome. I would really hope that that's the last level, because if that keeps going, that's going to be incredibly demoralizing to lose. I'm going to try booting up the game again, but I feel like I should have been done with that run like 20 minutes ago. But it didn't know when to end. That was on easy mode, too. So I wonder how far back it's going to send me. It wouldn't be the first time one of these Chinese roguelites, though, has had, like, a really long and drawn-out runs. And it wants me to do this whole thing again. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do a part 2 of this later. I'm totally exhausted after that. I still haven't seen anything about the crafting, so I'll get back to you guys about that as soon as I can. I need to go do my kitty sitting job anyway. So I'm sorry for the abrupt ending. After it crashed, it's going to make me do all that again. I think it's better that I take a break there because I have no idea how much longer that's going to go on for. Anyway, I'll update probably later this week. Peace.